Hey everyone, I'm back and I just finished watching The Strangers Chapter 2 in theaters. Or should I say, I just finished wasting my time watching it in theaters. So I didn't really look up too many reviews because, as you know, I don't like to spoil things for myself, and I also didn't want other people's opinions on the movie to cloud my own judgment. But this one I wish I was warned about because it was just so bad. I don't recommend you watch this movie at all, but if you're planning to anyways, then maybe just come back and watch this video after watching the movie, just because there's going to be some spoilers in here. Anyways, let's get into this. So in 2008, when they came out with the first Strangers, the original, I thought that was one of my favorite horror movies ever. And so when I saw they came out with Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, this new edition of it, I was like, oh, maybe this would be pretty good. They took so long to come out with it, right? So you'd think they put a lot of effort and time into it. But no, the first one was pretty bad, although a little better than the second one. But this Chapter 2, absolute trash. It was so predictable. The acting was cringe. I mean, I really like Madelaine Petsch from Riverdale. I know, don't judge me, but I enjoyed every minute of Riverdale except for the last 2 seasons, and nobody's going to change my mind on that. But anyways, I thought Madelaine Petsch could have done a much better job on this. She seemed like she put her full effort into it and still didn't end up giving that great of a performance. I don't know. So basically, the main character, one of them, Maya, Madelaine Petsch, she wakes up in the hospital after surviving the Strangers attack, which happened at the end of the last movie, Chapter 1. And I mean, she's still in the same town, so they obviously know that she's in the hospital, and the Strangers come after her because they obviously want to kill her because she's the only one that's ever gotten away from them, and they can't have that damaging their reputation. So basically the entire movie is about her just trying to get help and escape from this small town where it seems like pretty much everyone is involved in covering up these strangers' murders. So she gets out of the hospital, she manages to escape them. The hospital scene was okay. That was probably the most entertaining part to watch. So she leaves the hospital, she goes into the forest, and she then stumbles onto the road, and this group of people take her into their car, and one of them was one of the women who worked at the hospital. So she thinks that, it's safe enough. But while she's in the car, she starts imagining that they are the strangers, and she thinks that they're just the strangers with their masks off. And actually, one of the guys named Gregory, he might have been one of the strangers, but they never really make this clear. So Maya thinks that these guys are the strangers, so she obviously jumps out of the car and runs back into the forest. And she's just trying to survive on her own. And then there's this one scene. Oh my goodness, I actually wanted to leave the theater. There is a scene in the forest where Maya gets attacked by a boar, and not just any boar, a boar that one of the strangers, think that same big guy, sends to attack her because he can apparently somehow control boars. I should have really gotten up and left at this point, but you know what? I'm like, well, if I leave, how am I gonna make a video? So after getting attacked by the boar, she tries to go get help, and she somehow ends up back at the same house with this group of people. So they help her, they stitch her up. But obviously the strangers find out where she is, and they had also called an ambulance for her. And so the ambulance arrives, but the paramedic obviously got killed by the strangers. So somehow Maya ends up running out. She gets out the house, she gets in the ambulance, and one of the girls from the strangers, Shelly, is in the van and she attacks her. Maya then stabs Shelly in the head, but somehow she gets back up and she makes Maya crash the ambulance van, whatever. And then Shelly dies and Maya gets up and walks away. And there's all this character development in this movie for the strangers that nobody asked for. It turns out that same girl from the strangers, Shelly, she was one of the waitresses at the diner where Maya and her boyfriend and everyone else in the town pretty much goes and eats. And so we get her backstory sprinkled in throughout the whole movie, which nobody asked for. And they get into Shelly's childhood and how she showed early signs of a serial killer, she was harming animals. And the other guy, the big guy with the scarecrow mask, he was also Shelly's childhood friend. The strangers, even Chapter 1, kept them as strangers because they are supposed to be strangers. They're masked up strangers just coming to kill people because they want to. Now in chapter 2, why am I getting this whole backstory and their entire villain origin story? Like, nobody asked for that. This isn't Halloween. I don't care how you became a murderer. This is a slasher type movie, and that's what I liked about the original one in 2008. It's called The Strangers for a reason, not Get to Know the Serial Killers. And don't even get me started on the murder scenes themselves. They somehow caught Maya every single time. Mind you, these are just regular people. This is not Michael Myers. They don't have special abilities, but yet they always appeared where she was. And they get there really fast and like out of nowhere and catch up to her. And they're also really hard to kill. Like that scene where Maya was escaping in the ambulance, she stabbed Shelly in the head. And then Shelly still got back up and grabbed her. Like, it made no sense. Anyways, I'm not even gonna waste more time talking about this shit. This movie was not worth the watch at all. I should have just watched Him instead, or just waited for another better horror movie. Him will probably be my next video though. But yeah, don't even waste your time watching this one. Save your time, save your money, and watch something better. Anyways, if you like the video, don't forget to like it, comment, and let me know what you guys thought if you watched this. Don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, thanks for watching.